bitches too. Yeah, geeky bitch, geeky bitch, geeky bitch, geeky bitch, ayy, geeky, ayy, bitch, ayy, that paddock back, them paddocks back, nigga, my richer back, them bitches back. These niggas mad, I got they bitches say I'm tipping back, I'm tricking back, I'm with it back. You need something, come get it back. Them niggas here, them six in here, the coach around them make us blitz in here. Chanel bag, Chanel link, put the pearls on it, I don't care how much it costs. I said my girl want it, free that bitch, we know your niggas sold. What you paying? How much you want it? Can you get them gone? We been in the Louis store, my bitch won't put no Fendi on. She ain't got no panties on, ain't got no panties on. Business when I'm standing on, plus bitch they counting on me. She ain't got no panties on, ain't got no panties on. She ain't got no panties on the dance floor.
I ain't got no pennies on, let that coochie show. Throw that ass back, twerk it in his face slow. Gray leggings on with a fat camel toe. Paddock on my wrist, hit the lights and watch it glow. I'm a real trans bitch, cash out in designer stuff. I ain't got no pennies on, me and broke don't get along. You ain't got no money for me, bitch, don't even call my phone. Ass fat, nails done, and my weave super long. I love a trap nigga, pets come in and we gon' get them gone. Big Chanel bag, my cars be super fast. Sexy got that wheel, I'm swerving doing the dash. Don't let this cute shit fool you, I still get on your ass. Me and 42 Doug just left the mall and blew a bag. I ain't got no pennies on, ain't got no pennies on. I ain't got no pennies on, let this coochie show. I ain't got no pennies on, ain't got no pennies on. I ain't got no pennies on, bitch, I ain't no hoe. We ain't got no pennies on. 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 We ain't got no pennies on.
Wake up in the morning, Pixyteri's my name. I'm cosplay clad. My mom is mad cause I forgot to bathe. Before I leave, rub some cheese in the crack of my ass. Cause they won't know that I'm white if I look yellow from the back. I'm talking about straps sticking in my rolls. Mom begging me to change my clothes. Block blowing up from trolls. Watch bleach and haters are gonna hate me. Wind chimes tell my history. I know that I'm beautiful and sexy. Won't stop, buttons pop. No one take shampoo. Jesus Christ, get a life. Those are just my workout lines. Fuck off, now you're blocked. I am just beginning to shine. Won't stop, buttons pop. No one take shampoo. Jesus Christ, get a life. Those are just my workout lines. Fuck off, now you're blocked. I am just beginning to shine. Well,
What's up, guys? Anyway.
What's up, guys? How are we doing this evening? Back here for another episode of the Machete Bowl. And joining us again tonight is our good friend, Superkame Gisler.
Hello, everyone.
What's up? How are you doing tonight?
I've been better. I got strep throat, so forgive me if I
that.
sound raspy or anything.
That's okay. That's okay. What's up, chat? What's up, who'd I miss? What's up, Steve Perry? You're the guy from, Journey. What's up, Igloo? What's up, I think that's about everyone. What's up, everyone in chat I haven't said hi to? I hope you're all having an okay evening. We're here to finally finish the Pixyteri story. After what, I think it was like 4 weeks ago, I started this, and I got sidetracked horribly. But, you know, I got nothing else to show tonight, nothing else worthwhile anyways. What's up, Killing Joke? How are you? So yeah, we're gonna finish the Pixyteri story. Trying to think if there's any points I need to hit to keep up with the story. There's
Female Chris Chan.
Female Chris Chan. She does cosplay. She got found by the internet, got scared with all her fame, like the little song we just saw someone made about her. She's a little overweight. People give her crap about it, and she's very self-conscious, and it triggers her. And otherwise, yeah, she's just a normal, a lolcow before lolcows were horror cows, I guess. Back when it was somewhat fun.
She was considered the Eve of Christian.
Indeed. So we're just gonna pick it up where we left it off from last time. Hopefully we will finish it this time. Oh, we have a super chat. What's up, Garbo? Said, what's
ups,
good, boys?
Garbo.
Yeah, big ups. Thank you for the support. I appreciate that. Yeah. It's amazing she's single. I think she's actually not single during a lot of this. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna go into the story.
You say not single, were they buddy trolls or catfish?
No, I think she actually had real boyfriends.
Wow.
I mean, she's not the worst looking person in the world. She had some hygiene issues. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Like I said, there's no this isn't the Cyrax story where there's these great arcs you have to know about of these giant trolls that were ruined. She got fucked by the internet the same way Chris Chan used to. So we're just gonna pick it up somewhere in the middle. Is she a sicko? No, she's not a sicko as far as I know. She's just weird, bad hygiene, and weirdly into Japan and cosplay. But whatever, it doesn't matter. We're just gonna pick it up where we left off with the Pixyteri story.
It's whimsical, like Chris Chan pre-transition.
Yeah, something like that. So let's just jump right on into it, guys.
According to legend, Pixie would accept any and most friend requests
from total
off. Strangers.
Oh,
and the ladies of CGL.
Who's the creator again?
I'm sorry. Yes, of course. It is linked in the description. This was made by Cecil McFly. Go give them a like and a sub for the amazing work on this classic lolcow.
Big up Cecil.
Yeah.
And flocked to follow her anywhere they could. She no longer used LiveJournal, her DeviantArt was gone, but at this time they had Twitter, Facebook, and Photobucket to enjoy the Desu Kawaii Princess Idoru of CGL. Pixie's mom continued to be judgmental of Pixie's desire to be a cosplay queen, and online trolls continued to try to contact Pixie's mom of her new online behavior. A lot of the stuff, though, was kind of nitpicky. She just cosplayed, she had boy troubles, but CGL had become absolutely enamored with this woman. So they just posted everything they could about her online presence. Rumors started spreading around the end of October of the year that James had left her, and soon Pixie started going back on TinyChat, and her fans swarmed around her and tried to convince her to wear skimpier clothes on camera. They wanted to see more of their queen. People just kept making new threads on Pixie, and people would respond to these new threads on Pixie about how threads targeting Pixie would now get you banned. One event that I found funny in 2012 was that Pixie didn't win a Halloween costume contest at a gay bar, so she took her pro-LGBT bumper sticker off her car. She tends to think small things like these are slights against her personally. In November—
Yeah, like, again, if you didn't think she's the female Chris Chan, she takes a gay or a pro-LGBT bumper sticker off her car because she didn't win a costume contest. That's really going to stick it to the gay people. It's exactly what Chris Chan would have done.
After this, Pixie stardom reached the real world outside CGL, as one poster found a reference to her at a bookstore in the manga section underneath the Bleach mangas, which wrote, "Addictive, endorsed by Pixyteri." Pixyteri's infamy would continue to grow outside of the internet, inside the otaku world. There was another post to CGL in November about when Pixie went to the Renaissance Festival, and an excited poster talked about spotting her outside in the wild. These people were hooked. The posters over at CGL seem to have changed from disliking her to liking her. Here's a beautiful post about her from November 11th, 2012. One person writes,
"Yes, I tell a story now. Long ago, a girl child was born in the land of the rising sun to the emperor and his waifu. She was revered across the lands for her beauty and noble heritage, but the peace that surrounded the child's birth was soon broken by a terrible monster, Godzilla. He ravaged the noble..."
What the fuck is this voice?
It's the most stereotypical Japanese man speaking
so
English
bad.
voice there is.
Kingdom of Mochi, and so to protect their kingdom's future, they sent their child to the land of the Freedom Burgers, Murderer, yeah, to live out her life until one day she may return to her native lands. As a single token of her true self, they left her a single trinket, the Hurry Chaimu no Harataji. The child was cursed with filthy gaijin named Sarah, but she has gone back to her Nipponese name, Pixyteri. She does have vague memories of her early life in Japan, and knows somewhat the filthy gaijin family is not her own. Pixyteri has already begun to shine, and will one day become a beautiful idol and Miko warrior. She will have to face the son of Godzilla in battle to take back her lands. She has faced many trials to become that great warrior. She went through times of hunger when local Chinese buffet closed down for 2 weeks, and the trial of no bath ducky time, as one would expect from a noble warrior Miko or Hime-sama. One day our unworthy eyes will witness her greatness.
Keeps going.
Until that day, the great warrior will train, do crunches, and eat her native foods to cleanse her body. She looks towards the holy Winchamu no Heritaji that she's hung serenely on her back porch and waits.
I'm a little sorry.
Rob Schneider's a staple.
Cecil didn't have to do that. I don't know why she did that, but that was fucking ridiculous.
Someone would later post that year on why Pixyteri can't escape her infamy on the internet, writing, "Of course, who's saying Pixyteri doesn't shoulder responsibility and all this lolcowness, but making her profiles private wouldn't help. Even her close friends find their way into CGL to mock her, and post things that ought to be private. It's anonymous, so they're off the hook. So privatizing anything would be pointless, and she knows it. That's why everything's public. Now, if she would actually stop uploading photos, that would be a start. But let's face it, even if she posts a normal photo of herself, no gravure or cosplay, or weeaboo f***y attributes attached, CGL would still rip that photo apart. She can't win. People have taken it too far already, and even if she makes an attempt to be normal, people will still rip that attempt to shreds. If I remember correctly, she got a job as a clerk or a bookkeeper, and the information was passed all over CGL. What was the point of that? She finally takes a mature leap, and people feel the need to nitpick at it? I can kind of understand why PT might think any attempt at decency would be a futile effort. CGL picks apart everything she does, whether it's normal or not. Days later, another member of the board informed posters that they tried to get Dr. Phil to have Pixyteri on the show. Not much else happens throughout 2012. There were allegedly other Chan boards used to talk about Pixyteri, as CGL began banning threads about her, no doubt due to the volume. But these new boards seem to be gone now. With the year 2013 coming, Pixyteri threads were eventually altogether wiped from CGL. CGL got new rules about no longer creating threads to target individuals. The new rule involving this read, "Don't bring community vendettas onto this board. Singling out individual cosplayers for the purpose of trolling them will not be tolerated." Pixyteri continued to do what Pixyteri does, barely paying attention to the drama communities following her. I found a post from around January 13th, 2013, where Pixyteri posted a Craigslist looking for romance. In the ad, she talked about how she had nude photos of her online that her ex had posted, and wrote that she had learned from her past mistakes.
It's always a good thing to put in your Craigslist ad. Just way too much information about yourself.
The Craigslist ad was taken down for posting pictures of her butt. Just typical Pixyteri stuff. She's amusing but mostly harmless. The first new place.
Yeah, that's the thing about her. She's mostly harmless. She's amusing, but mostly harmless. That's why this is just some boring nonsense to watch.
It's a pretty whimsical tale, you know?
Yeah. Again, sorry if everyone came here to expect like an amazing... This is just Pixyteri, guys. It's just a boring stream.
To discuss Pixyteri and her antics outside of CGL popped up on March 13th, 2013, and that place was on Kiwi Farms. Kiwi Farms is a gossip forum that focuses on eccentric individuals on the internet. This Pixyteri thread was one of 2 threads of her on the site, and this first one was set up back when Kiwi Farms was the Quickie Forums. It used to be called the Quickie Forums because it was centered around talking about Chris Chan. And Quickie was short for Christian Weston Chandler. Pixyteri seemed to be on lockdown on Twitter after this.
Literally the second person the Kiwi Farms talked about. That's
wow.
Special. That is special. That is very special.
But people began to post her tweets to Kiwi Farms and Tumblr of her talking about how she was trying to learn Japanese still, and that her mom filled out her job applications. This was of course truly fascinating. At this time, Kiwi Farms would post content from a now deleted message board called maximum.f, where they also discussed Pixyteri. There it seemed Pixie had been hospitalized at the end of March. A new player came into the Pixie scene, Mitchell Gurley. This small YouTuber began posting videos cosplaying as Pixie. They posted their first Pixie video on June 5th, 2013, entitled Pixyteri Says, where they mocked various Pixieisms, such as telling fans to stop emailing her mom her nudes.
Dear Twitter followers,
the impersonations are always the best.
My nudes. That was a long time ago. I'm different. I changed.
A joke about her and her cat.
Where are you trying to go? Excuse me? kitty, not buy my kitty. No!
A gag about her workout lines.
And those were just my workout lines.
Another gag on how in a lot of her photos it looks like she's pooping.
23 comments already? Oh my gosh, okay. Number 1, it looks like she's pooping.
That's dedication to the bit, man.
Right?
Multiple costumes.
I'm not pooping! I am a modern day geisha!
They had the classic joke about the wind chimes.
And that's how I know I'm Japanese, because of the wind chimes. Jenny, you're supposed to ring the wind chimes right now! You just ruined my video!
They joked about how she doesn't buy clothes in her size.
It only comes in extra small? Whatever, it'll fit me. I'm gonna buy it anyways. It's too small. No! I'm totally extra small. I can fit this!
Also, that she blocks all her haters.
Oh, now they're blocked!
And that she doesn't bathe.
I'm not taking a bath. You stink. I don't. I'm just trying to stay naturally beautiful.
No, hold on. We're not doing gothy. I thought I established this. When we're watching other creators work, we don't do gothy. That's fucking rude.
The reason my hair is just for preservation.
Then go sleep outside.
I'm not sleeping outside. You don't understand me, Mom.
You know, kind of in that vein, I saw like a 60-year-old man piss himself at work today. That was wild.
That's special. Good for you. I caught a couple fish while I was supposed to be working. It was a good day for me.
That's good job.
Yeah.
I know how to make her stop.
I just listed some of the funny ones, and the funniest part is how the YouTube video ends. And it ends with Mitchell being tied up in the shower, as if someone had to tie up and gag Pixyteri to force her to bathe, because she smelled so bad. Pixyteri would later say she really found these videos upsetting, which I understand, to be honest. It's funny, but it's not nice. Meanwhile, over on Twitter,
it's funny how far the world of Lolcast has become, where it's like, you know, that was upsetting to me, that wasn't very nice, and now it's like, the shit people do to Cyrax, Codes, Larson, Nova, and DSP, like all these people, like, fucking mean videos mocking you. You wish we were doing that shit still.
Pixie posted from her private account in May describing how disgusting women in are, which is kind of hypocritical for someone who was so mad at people for calling her gross years before. She even said she wouldn't apologize for saying this, because no one would apologize.
I don't know. I don't think she's doing this stuff anymore. I feel like she took her lesson and left at some point, because this is all happening in 2013, so we're talking like 11 years ago.
To her. The next month, another forum to talk about Pixyteri was created. This one was called Stamina Rose, and it seemed to be the new hotspot after CGL banned discussion. Kiwi forums wasn't as popular to talk about Pixie at this time, as I believe it was a devoted Christian forum. Sadly, Stamina Rose has no archives of it left over.
She didn't? Oh, that's good to know. I'll have to look her up.
But she did.
See what she's doing nowadays. I'll look her up at some point.
We'll talk about the grand exodus of Stamina Rose in a bit. Pixyteri would continue to be increasingly well known throughout the anime-loving community, and on August 19th, 2013, the same cosplayer from the Pixyteri Says video entered their cosplay of Pixyteri through a worst cosplay contest. The reception was great.
I'm gonna try to sing for you my favorite song.
Again, like, this is like back when Chris Chan was the biggest thing, when you could just be a lolcow at a comic convention. Everybody like, oh my god, that was the most greatest thing we've ever fucking seen. Now you gotta buy like a puppet, and it's a lot of work.
I don't care about anything you say. I hate that joy. I hate that joy.
And they even won. Pixie wasn't just some niche thing a few people knew about. She set out to be well known for cosplay, and in a way, she kind of was. At least better known than most cosplayers out there. I'll bet maybe not in the way she originally intended, but now she was being discussed on many different platforms, like a real Japanese idol. But apparently Pixie did not like her newfound fame, and sometime around August 30th, 2013, she went on one of her classic tiny chat streams, and began showing her fans that she was taking down her Japanese stuff. According to Encyclopedia Dramatica, this is a description of the events. In late 2013, Pixyteri suffered one of her signature mental breakdowns and opened a tiny chat where everyone was invited to watch her cry and remove the traditional Japanese decorations from her room. She said her heritage would never be recognized. She was fat and white and would never visit Japan. These statements would have been a strange moment of clarity for Pixie.
Again, she's not Japanese in any way whatsoever.
They weren't clearly just made to fish for compliments. Drama would continue with Pixyteri and be cataloged on Stamina Rose. There was also talks of a possible Pixyteri wiki in the making, which seems to be gone now. And the year 2013 would end, with Pixyteri deleting her Twitter and disappearing once more. Sad artwork was created for those of her fans that missed her.
Hey, Blue.
I suppose Pixie eventually came back to Twitter because on the first day of 2014, Sarah decided to start a new year by telling someone their cosplay sucked, and then shut down her Twitter again. Also in the January of 2014, some jerk from Kiwi Farms decided to take their following of Pixyteri online to offline, and began to try to get her fired from her job at Home Depot, where she was working at the time. The individual wrote on January 9th, 2014. Ooh. So apparently some guys from Home Depot's corporate office are aware of Pixyteri's bullshit, but aren't going to act upon it unless she starts about work online while on the clock again. In their words, her Twitter account is closed, so we think that the issue may have resolved itself. Pixie's cosplays, over the course of this year, well, kind of take a downfall. And not only was she uploading increasingly cringy cosplay, sometime around February, she began to post lewd photos of her doing age play cosplay. No,
wait, no, I don't think that was her. I think someone posted that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Farms even
it's the Kiwi Farms. I think they love to use.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. My bad. I'm sorry.
Commented on this on February 25th, 2014, writing, "Sent to me by an anonymous benefactor. Pixyteri appears to be continuing her usual trend of upping the ante on how unattractive one woman can be. I believe the theme was supposed to be adult baby, so as one can imagine, reading is ill-advised while opening the spoiler, and attached with several images of Pixyteri in what appeared to be children's undergarments. Around this time,
okay, well maybe she is a sicko. Maybe I didn't really pick up on that the last time I watched this.
Pixie's mom got a DNA test.
Yeah.
The results of the DNA...
Honestly, I haven't really been too accustomed to the adult baby thing and the diaper thing until I heard about Nova, and I was like, wait, what the fuck is that shit? And then I had to learn about this disgusting shit. So yeah, it's likely the first time I saw this, I just went right over my fucking head what was happening there.
Test were not posted, but a conversation between Pixie and an undercover hater was leaked. In the conversation, Pixie is pretty upset that she was 98% European, 1% West Asian, and 1% African. Pixie's dreams of being Japanese were being crushed. But strangely enough, later on in 2015, someone who knew her came forward and
Nova Online, the weird guy that Kiwi and Smokey talk about all the time. He was exposed for being a diaper baby on his Discord. It's the whole thing.
Said that as of May of 2015, Pixie still believed that her real father was Japanese, and the DNA test was a lie. Soon after this, in March, it seemed Pixie had decided she also hated Bleach.
Yes.
The kawaii desu cosplay otaku queen was losing her Japanese kawaii-ness. CGL continued to nostalgia post about her. The Pixyteri Says person, Mitchell Verley, also came back with their final Pixyteri video on March 13th by doing a music video to Avril Lavigne's Hello Kitty song. Mitchell Verley would leave the Pixyteri cosplaying behind. Now they are a drag queen with over 100,000 followers on Instagram and appeared on RuPaul Drag Race Canada Season 1. Yeah, I'm surprised too. Just a fun fact there. I think that's them. They have the same last name, and I saw comments on their videos saying that this is where they ran off to. Back to Pixyteri. It seems from responses on Kiwi Farms, she definitely hated Japan now. Not only did Pixyteri find out that she was not part Japanese, but sometime around this time, I believe Pixyteri found out that Tite Kubo, the author of Bleach, had gotten married. Kubo was her ideal husbando, and now she could not have him. She hated Bleach and anime now.
That's so Christian. She thought she could fucking marry the author of the fucking manga she likes, and now she hates manga because he got married to someone else. It's so stupid.
Sometime also in March, or around this time.
Barbie Crystal Station is Cobes plus now if married. I don't know about that. Barbie Crystal Station is something. You know what? Watch the fucking saturated content thing on it. He calls her like a weird, like, wannabe mother. I don't know. It's fucking weird. She's weird. I hate her.
A new player in the Pixie universe came out. Someone that Stamina Rose would call Brit. We will just call him Brit or British guy, so I don't have to keep censoring that second part. Remember him. He will become important. After the revelation of the existence of Brit, Pixyteri deleted her Facebook around March 25th, and people would only be able to keep up with her via her photo bucket uploads. Pixie posted quite a lot of photos to this account. Very awkward photos and weird poses. Legend tells it that Pixyteri's photographer is...
She takes the worst pictures. Look at that. Like the mirror just ever so slightly showing her. I'm like, what is that? Is that even anything that people do? It's so weird.
I could see she was maybe going to show the reflection of her face.
And then tried to show her
That
underwear.
was the artistic vision or fucking something. Oh, I just noticed that.
Yeah. And she's famous for taking the worst cosplay pictures ever.
not a person, but instead one known as Tripod San. Someone came to the Kiwi farms on April 15th to give more info on Pixyteri and her family's reactions to her online interaction, writing, "Here's some info I picked up on Pixie from another forum. Don't know how legit it is or not, but it sounds reasonable. The thing is, family members have told her to stop and look at herself. Her mother even said to her a few months ago, 'You're not the size you think you are,' and even bought her some plus-sized items. Of course, PT got mad. Even dumber is that she was mad that they fit. Her mom tried her best."
That's funny. She was mad that her mom bought her plus-size shit. She was madder that they fit.
Limit PT's internet exposure and disapproves of her buying cosplay and Lolita junk behind her back when she's supposed to be paying off her hospital bills, since she's a hypochondriac. The first step that her mom took years ago was making her delete her DeviantArt account. The second was to deactivate her Facebook and Twitter accounts. But we all know how well that worked out, because she
Right.
just came back to all the accounts, minus DeviantArt. Even worse than before. Crazier than before. There was even a time when PT's older brothers often move in to help her mom and Papa PT, since PT herself is so f***ing crazy. Then her other brother and sister-in-law tried to get involved. Her sister-in-law basically monitors the internet to make sure that she doesn't make too much of an of herself. Obviously, she doesn't have much control over that, seeing as how PT kept tweeting about that James guy, on and on. It was cringeworthy to watch. It felt like an ugly old woman lusting after a teenage boy. It's been what feels like ages, and she's still not over that buddy. And of course, there was the recent Hazubando rant she had on Facebook about how she wants a man that'll basically bend over backwards for her, enable her delusional fantasy.
She is Japanese as American cheese. She doesn't have Japanese parents. She heard a wind chime that was like, I don't know, telling her it was her Japanese. She's a lunatic.
Let her spend all his money and whatnot, saying this is the only man she'd be willing to change for. I don't see how in she would change seeing these requirements. Of course, she wants a handsome Japanese man, or a white guy that looks like one of her anime characters. Seeing as how she's quite ugly and puts zero effort into her appearance, this man never has and never will exist. Anyway, she's a lost cause. Along with posting pics online for her followers to gawk at, more and more people began to interact with her, most likely via Skype. My theory here is a lot of trolls want to get entertainment out of Pixie, much like people got from the lolcow Christian. One person begged her for inappropriate pictures, and apparently there were tons of new inappropriate pictures being leaked because of these interactions. Eventually, Null, the owner of Kiwi Farms, posted all the leaks that various people...
Yeah, I agree. I think she's definitely... Yeah. I think that's why she takes the pictures like that.
...trolled Pixie online for, resulting
so,
in...
So, you know, I take back what I said before. She's probably a fucking sicko.
Yeah.
I don't know what the reaction of the users of Stamina Rose were like during this time, due to its sudden closure, and nothing being archived. Someone named the PT Nude Repository began posting to another gossip site, most likely Stamina Rose, judging by the screen caps, to talk about information they got from Pixie from their trolling. They posted about disgusting and embarrassing chats they had. One sad report from Repository read, "She is mentally ill, very depressed, and has horrible anxieties. She is also narcissistic, but also has very little self-esteem. Her life is not turning out at all like she wanted it to. So she turns deeper and deeper into unrealistic fantasies, like a rich man marrying her and moving both of them.
Yeah, I did hear about that. That was on Too High for Stupid a week ago.
Jesus.
If you saw it, why were you watching that and not me? No. He started a new Discord with a bunch of fucking kids in it again, and then he wouldn't delete. Nova's an idiot. I don't want to talk about Nova. I hate Nova so goddamn much.
To Japan. This person also informed people of her bathing habits and reaffirmed the rumors of her not washing her hair often. A giant Skype log between a troll and Pixyteri was also dropped, but images have vanished from time because they were most likely hosted on Stamina Rose. But from reading other posts on Kiwi forums, it seems that at this point, it had become apparent that Pixyteri was being blackmailed by the British person, who was her sort of online boyfriend. Rumors began to spread that Pixyteri was being blackmailed because she engaged in inappropriate acts with someone underage. And in fear of legal repercussions from this rumor, the Pixyteri-focused gossip site, Stamina Rose, immediately shut down. Gone. No archives left of it. The premier place to talk about Pixyteri was now gone. There became a need for the refugees of Stamina Rose for a place to go. Pixyteri even bragged on Twitter about the closing of Stamina.
Yeah, again, I watched this like 3 years ago, and apparently I just forgot about everything.
Rose.
I've never
Here
seen
is a
this.
brief summary of the event.
Yeah, apparently I forgot about all of this. Hey, have I heard about Nova? Who's this guy named Nova?
Events thus far from an Anon. They write, "I'll give you a lowdown, Anon. PT leaves the internet. Sometime later, PTNR gives nudes, chat logs, and tales of her
God.
catfishing PT by
Oh, that's
pretending to be a
disgusting.
kawaii Japanese husbando prince. Two guys come into Stamina Rose thread claiming to know Brit. Say Pixyteri left due to being blackmailed by Brit. Also, Brit is a member of a
Abdicate.
super secret underground gang of BDSM enthusiasts who troll and blackmail people on the internet because he is extreme, edgy, and dark. The supposed blackmail materials are images of PT molesting a girl, and that Brit conned her into doing this by saying he'd like it and put a ring on it. He totally showed his two buddies because they are like BFF 5 ever and all had a giggle. PTNR then proceeds to drop the bomb and rightfully freak out because she could confirm that PT babysat a young girl. Cue the board freaking out, the two guys saying they were trolling, and Stamina Rose shutting down. On her old Twitter, 2 tweets were posted, hinting at the whole thing as a hoax to shut Stamina Rose down. But by then, the Twitter had technically been deleted by Twitter, due to it not being reactivated within the 30-day, I think, deactivation period. It's just a bunch of bullshit done to stir up the board. PT is a weirdo, but she's not a child. There became 2 viable options for talking about Pixyteri. First was Kiwi Farms, but a new player came on the scene, lolcow.farm. Lolcow.farm was created as a place for discussion about Pixyteri, as it was banned from CGL, and some people didn't want to gossip about Pixie on Kiwi Farms. So, if you have ever visited lolcow.farm, you would know that the one section to talk about real juicy cows is called lolcow.farm/PT. Well, the PT stands for Pixyteri. The first discussion I could find on the board was around Pixyteri's child inappropriate thing debacle. One post gave further information on the whole Stamina Rose drama, writing, "Some at Stamina Rose claimed PT did a 3-year-old. Obviously same and saying, believe what you want, but it's true. I don't care if you believe me or not. Here it is. It's true. But we have no proof because we don't want to get Brit in trouble for convincing PT to take pictures of said some took it
What the
seriously.
fuck?
SR admin
What?
planned to get trolled and shut the site down because of claims of contacting PT, Interpol, and local police. Hoax outed themselves because it turns out PT does babysit, and someone threatened to call Interpol. They didn't realize PT babysat when they were fabricating the story. I don't think many Anons believed the accusations, but it was enough to get the already skittish admin to shut down shop. Other gossip sites and image boards were in a tizzy over this. Nobody knew what to do in the wake of the heinous rumors, and the now loss of a major lolcow discussion board. It's pretty disgusting someone would take harassing some internet spastic this far. Remember, these accusations have no evidence. That being said, to outsiders, these trolls were going way too far. It's one thing to follow the antics of someone online, but the amount of crap Pixyteri got on a regular basis for what? For being a weeaboo who takes bad photos was insane. I mean, now it seemed like Pixyteri was being blackmailed by this strange British fellow. This was all a result of Anons trying to get entertainment out of milking a lolcow way too seriously. Another troll came to the Kiwi Farms to give more information on the blackmailing of Pixyteri in a post that read, "The PT nude leaker troll on PT who talked to her for 3 months said that yeah, she legitimately is being blackmailed, and she's absolutely terrified of the guy. Apparently he's pretty abusive to her. That's why she looks so miserable in all the recent recent photo sets. The photo sets were for that guy. She didn't want to do them. I'm just so curious about what dirt he's got, and I can't believe the rumors of her sleeping with a minor have escalated so badly. A kid she was babysitting? Really? Another post read, the rumor was started by someone on Stamina Rose claiming to be a friend of the guy blackmailing her, and you sort of pointed out the biggest hole in this thing's logic. If someone has photos like that and are keeping them for the purpose of blackmail, revealing that they possess such photos, let alone releasing them, will get that person a charming visit from law enforcement, at the very least. Once again, I call bullshit. The troll numero uno, the one who catfished Pixyteri for months, named PTNR, finally made an appearance on Kiwi Farms to tell their side of the story. They clarified exactly what happened with Pixyteri and the whole underage thing by writing, "Hey there, I'm the person who leaked PT and caused this storm to develop, I guess. SR is down / possibly gone for good because of drama, so I thought I'd post here. There is literally no way in PT kids. I talked to her nearly daily for nearly 6 months, and I never even got so much as a hint of anything as skeezy as that. This all boils down to me mentioning that PT was indeed terrified of Brit, our name for the British dude who is blackmailing PT, revealing something about her. And I speculated that maybe PT had a 17-year-old or something because A, she's into younger men, and B, she's a huge whore. I made sure to mention there wasn't a shred of evidence for it, but that it was basically in character for her, based on the sum total of my time talking to her. She is, after all, a 30-year-old woman who says over and over that she only feels 19.
Yeah,
but a baby? LOL, no. And anyone who believes that is dumb. And that goes doubly for the admin of SR, who basically deleted the entire site, not just the thread, not just the forum, the entire site, LMAO, because of a very obvious and pretty poorly done troll attempt. And apparently Brit's friend also revealed that the underage thing was a hoax too. Eventually, the old Kiwi Farms thread for Pixyteri closed down, as it had devolved into mostly Pixyteri is fat, and I would not have sex with her. The new thread on Kiwi Farms was created June 28, 2014, writing, "If this is unnecessary, then by all means delete." But the other thread has gotten really stupid, with hundreds of pages of "Pixyteri is fat, and I would not have sex with her" comments. Pixyteri is everyone's favorite crazy weeb. I'm gonna post the most recent updates I have heard from the other thread. A user called PTNR came forward in the last thread talking about recent blackmail attempts by Brit, one of Pixyteri's love interests. The story goes that Brit is blackmailing Pixyteri into sending him a steady supply of nudes. Oh god, why? You can read all her posts on her profile linked up there, but TLDR, speculation started to go round that Brit must have had something bordering on illegal for her to keep sending him nudes. Rumors spread that it was a picture of her diddling a 3-year-old. This is not true, however. StaminaRose.org, the main image board Pixie was discussed, went down because of all the drama. I have no idea if it'll ever be up again. And the new thread had such gems as, "She's like the gender-bent version of Chris, who takes photos of herself all day. The only thing missing is that she hasn't turned into a tomboy yet." And the old thread was fat and I would not post it. Resident Pixtorian gave more information on one of Pixie's awful dirtbag exes, Chris. There were 2 men Pixie got into dysfunctional relationships with. One was Chris and one was James. The information on Chris basically said that he used Pixyteri for physical relations, but did not like her at all, and was pretty terrible to her. The post on Chris read, "So as you can see, he's ugly as sin. He has a huge head and T-Rex arms like PT. PT told him she loved him, and he said, 'I'm sorry, I only see you as a sister. I can't return those feelings.' Then he boinked her. She would also show up at his house to watch anime." Skipping further into the post about him, it read, "Chris fell in love with a redhead stripper and would talk to PT about it. This is why PT hates redheads, even to this day, long after she got over Chris. They continued to write, he would treat her like and she would just take it because she swore up and down he looked Asian. As ugly as this guy is, even he didn't want a relationship with PT. Meanwhile, on Lolcow, an anonymous poster posted a bunch of lost media of Pixyteri. These videos consisted of Pixyteri role-playing as a Final Fantasy character and speaking bad Japanese.
Hi. Daddy.
Much cringe. Besides people gossiping about Pixyteri, Pixie herself had been very quiet at this time, not really saying much besides celebrating the death of Stamina Rose. Lolcow began making threads about missing her, and other threads to collect rare Pixie photoshops. Finally, after a while of being quiet on the internet for months, on August 2nd, 2014, Pixie posted a lot of photos to her photo bucket. Not only that, but on the 5th of August, a post of Pixie out in the wild was posted to Facebook, and it showed A. What Pixie looked like in candid photos, and B. how normal people outside of the forums also viewed the young woman in her usual attire outside in meat space. The rest of August 2014 was full of people posting Pixie's various uploads to her photo bucket, and excitement as they laughed at her ridiculous posing. And August 2014 ends with Pixie getting her second thread on lolcow for people to collect the new Pixie cosplay photos. Also, funny side note, someone around this time posted to a Tumblr that I've mentioned on this channel before. The Tumblr is This Is Thin Privilege. They posted a parody post making fun of Pixyteri. This Is Thin Privilege is a Tumblr where a lot of trolls, especially from the subreddit Fat Logic, would post ridiculous stories that were obviously fake to see what they could get away with on this site. The post making fun of Pixie read, title, Thin Privilege is cosplay in Lolita. I love to cosplay, and my best and most recent cosplay was of Tifa form Final Fantasy. I also love to dress in Lolita. I've been posting my pictures in a photo bucket account and on Facebook or Twitter. I recently had to delete my Facebook and Twitter because there's a 4chan ripoff site devoted to mocking me and my photos and my personal life. I love to take sexy shots because I have a nice curvy body, and every time I take one, they mock it. I will never stop taking photos, but it still hurts to know there's a lot of people who mock me, sad face. I will never stop shining though. I've only just begun to shine, and no bullies online will ever stop that. Thin privilege is
Just beginning to shine. That's the name of the documentary, guys. You have to call back.
being able to cosplay in peace without a full site making threads to mock me. Thin privilege is also being able to be online without cyberbullies who mock you because you're fat. It's obvious that this is not Pixie posting, because Pixie would never post to a fat acceptance blog, because then it'd be like admitting she's overweight, which she will not do. Except for posting some photos online, Pixie was not doing much else to feed the trolls. But that didn't stop the conversation on the forum's favorite kawaii princess idol. I found another player in the game mentioned here affectionately referred to as PTF, or Pixyteri, who might also be the Brit guy, except some other poster on lolcow claimed that PTF actually went so far to prove that he knew Pixyteri to the Stamina Rose admins that he took photos of himself outside of Pixie's house. Discussion on Pixyteri for the rest of the year basically continued on as the same. Trolls leaked conversations that they had with Pixie, someone even made a Sims game for Pixie, and the religion of Pixyteri continued to spread. Lolcow was even
My favorite Pixie, I can't even speak. My favorite Pokemon is Kadabra. Always. Best Pokemon in the game.
My favorite is probably Swampert.
No, well, that's lame.
Yeah, fuck you.
With a new photo set.
You don't even pick Alakazam. You pick fucking Abra. It doesn't even have a spoon to eat shit out of DSP's ass with.
I picked Kadabra, not Abra. Abra has no powers. Kadabra is plenty of powers. Alakazam, you had to trade to get him, so I didn't have friends, so I never had him.
Stadium.
Me either.
And then 2015 came. And 2015 was a year where a lot happened between Pixyteri, the followers of her church, and her trolls. This year wasn't quite the golden age of 2011 that seems to be lost to time. But since this year still exists in detail online, I got more information from it. Let's see. Another troll appeared on February 8th, 2015, named Robot Penguin, who posted to Kiwi Farms to tell everyone of all of Pixyteri's kinks that she talked in private about. But something sinister comes with it. According to this person, Pixie had become paranoid, probably due to the constant surveillance of her followers. As the troll writes, "It has gotten to the point I pity her, so I had to cut all ties. At the moment, she is worried the FBI is after her. Maybe something will happen and she will get some help. Geez, never seen someone as bad as her. I felt weird trying to act like I was into what she was into. Had to tell her to stop sending me lolicon over email." But this person didn't post any screen caps of any conversation, so take it with a grain of salt. Next, someone began to come onto lolcow and claim to have what could be called a holy grail to the Church of Pixie followers. 4 gigabytes worth of sexy PT videos.
Holy shit.
And this person began to leak small clips of the videos over the next few days. Meanwhile, Pixie was actually doing pretty okay on her end. She at some point during this year started to use a game called Line Play. Fans of hers now had a new place to follow her, other than stalking her Facebook and checking her photo bucket. There, she would post updates about her life, including that she got a new waitressing job at a Chinese restaurant. Sadly, this job didn't last, but to be fair, later on, someone who worked at the restaurant with her said Pixie wasn't that bad while working there, and it was just a really tough work environment. After losing her job at the Chinese restaurant, Pixie began posting really sad posts on on line play. While that was happening, on the 30th of March, the guy who said he had 4 gigabytes of Pixie videos dropped them. The lolcow forum would dub this guy WebM Sama. The various threads discussing her began to thumb through these videos to laugh at this woman. But these videos actually had something sadder behind them. These videos showed how Pixyteri took her famous cosplay photos. They showed that she would go to public locations dressed in these ridiculous, often revealing outfits by herself, and would awkwardly make sure she was alone. These videos showed how she would pose in these empty locations in front of a camera on a tripod, timidly speaking to the camera in hopes to capture a super quiet picture of herself. It painted a lonely picture.
How am I ever going to do all this talk?
Yeah, seriously, that's really sad that she would go there alone and like take these pictures and have to fucking like set up the camera, walk over there, pretend to be cute. And, oh my god, that is fucking sad.
Some of these videos included her going to an empty school, possibly an elementary school, and posing sexually as a Japanese preschooler. Not
Jesus.
only that, and one of the saddest videos in the collection, you can see Pixie in an empty picnic area at night, posing in her bra and underwear. In another video that she posed in her bathtub, looking quite uncomfortable. Again,
what the fuck?
It paints a lonely, sad picture of a girl desperate for attention, living a strange life.
Yeah, that is fucking sad as hell. Oh my god.
Cow was having a blast with these, quickly filling up the thread the videos were posted in, and they started a new thread, March 17th, 2015, to praise WebM Sama. WebM Sama revealed in the drop that he was just some normal guy who talked to Pixyteri for a while on Skype, and she sent him a link to the drive, desperate for attention. Pixie also began posting increasingly sad blogs to Lineplay about her upcoming birthday, as she was soon to hit the age of 30. And as a fan of Lolita costuming, aging was most likely scary to the aesthetic she wished to have. But Pixyteri wasn't all sad. She actually liked a meme on March 27th that was making fun of her, meaning she was somewhat in on the joke. She also posted herself cosplaying at a carnival in April, and her spirits were soon up once again as she got a new waitressing job. Not only that, she was uploading more videos of her in her maid costume at her new waitressing job to her OneDrive. Praise the queen. Also, she seemed to be doing really well at her job. I noticed a change that happened after the whole PTNR debacle. The change was to her followers. After this debacle, they began to just follow her online, and they really didn't seem to want to mess with her anymore. I wouldn't call them nice per se. They still made fun of her appearance, but they seemed to want her to be successful now. They missed the times of the golden years, and after years of trolling only driving their queen further away, I think it became apparent that they couldn't milk this lolcow, like Anons had milked Chris Chan. Pixie apparently had a new Twitter, which her followers found on the 7th of May 2015, which was found because her new Twitter was Pixie_Terry, not that concealed. There, they went through all her tweets, where she referred to herself as the true queen of kawaii cosplay, which is 100% facts, and pretty much what I hope I proved to you in this video. But not only that, there was talk of someone by the name of Rico. Remember that name. Pixie soon announced on May 9th that she was taking a hiatus from cosplay and posting videos, much to her followers' sadness. It seemed like the queen was now fully back to the internet. And on the same day that she announced her hiatus, she went on TinyChat. Her fans were ecstatic. The queen was back, and she seemed to be in good spirits, making jokes with her followers. She was probably happy to get attention, and her starved followers were happy to give her pats and attention. But remember Rico and the British guy I talked about earlier? In the chat that night on TinyChat, someone asked who Rico was, and Pixie informed them that Rico was a British guy. Her white knights and fans now knew some more information on the man allegedly blackmailing their queen. Again, remember how I said the way people saw Pixyteri had somewhat changed because of how much everyone missed her? They ironically began to love her, and that irony became genuine.
This is exactly what happened to Chris Chan. Exactly the same thing, you know. His trolls turned to handlers. No, we want the best for you. We're gonna. It's the same fucking thing.
Rico would pay. The same night as the TinyChat appearance, Pixyteri began to manically post to her Twitter. In one tweet, she wrote, "I'm going to tweet a lot tonight, and I don't care what people say. I'm lonely. I don't care, Rico. You can suck it." Not only were people now trying to help Pixie with her blackmailer, and Anon drew her some lovely fan art of her as a Bleach character to cheer her up about her upcoming birthday, which she had been posting that she was very sad about. People also began to try to get to the guy that they thought was blackmailing Pixie. I saw people messaging him on various apps, trying to get information from him with no luck. this person also tried to write to Pixie on Skype to warn her about Rico. They wrote this on lolcow. Also, to expand on why I believe it was Rico logged in on her Skype account. I had used the exact same name for Skype as I had Kik, and after speaking to Rico through Kik, I decided I was going to log into Skype and warn PT, to which I was met with what seemed like an angry PT, repeating back to me some of the exact same things I said to Rico. At first I thought, okay, Rico just linked PT to our convo. So I went ahead and warned PT about Rico, tried to tell her not to trust him, that I knew he was blackmailing her, etc. But what was weird was that normally with PT, she just instantly blocked you, right? Here, she actually just stayed and watched me type and read everything I typed. So I logged back into Kik and engaged with Rico, and he immediately started repeating back to me what I just typed to PT's Skype. After I argued with him for a bit, I went on PT's Twitter to see if there was any mention of what has just happened, and my account was not blocked. She was still following me and was tweeting happily away as if nothing happened. It legit seems like Rico is controlling every facet of her life. It was worrying. After sad posting on Twitter for days, Pixie went back on TinyChat on May 15th. I want to note that later on, Pixie was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Everyone on lolcow was excited that the Queen even went on camera in this night's stream. It did seem like Rico was trying to get her off though, and started to allegedly spam the chat with links to lolcow. There were tons of screen caps from that night's TinyChat, and everyone seemed to be having fun. Tons of Pixyteri followers seemed to be cheering her on and video chatting with her. There were also a lot of cameras turned on of men jerking off their you-know-what. Pixie seemed to be laughing at it, having a great time. Pixyteri then posted some new videos online, acting smiley and happy, and a day after the fun TinyChat, Pixyteri went on TinyChat again, and again the next night, and I think again the night after that. She was increasingly dressing in less and less, as everyone cheered her on. After several days of TinyChat, on the 18th, she went on and expressed some worrying things involving her depression, and a day after, claimed that she was going to quit TinyChat. That didn't last though, and she went on TinyChat again pretty much every day of the rest of the month, and looked quite happy in the screen caps as people watched and joined in. But between TinyChat streams, she was sad posting on Twitter, obviously obsessed with how sad she was that she would be turning 30 in 2 months. June comes, and people began to try to dox the British guy in an attempt to free the Queen. I don't think the doxing attempts brought any results though. Pixyteri seemed to have cooled down by June 4th and started posting nice photos again. Not only was the Queen looking happy, she eventually got even more famous by appearing in a cosplay cringe article around June 7th. I feel like these old articles making fun of cosplay.
Real quick, we have a cash app from Sloth. Thank you very much. It says $10 for PT2 Sicko.
Cosplayers are extremely dated. Nowadays, I think articles like these would be considered in poor taste in the cosplay community and considered bullying. Pixie posted more videos to her OneDrive, very awkward videos and very little clothing. Not only that, she continued to complain about her upcoming birthday. But something started to actually change in the month of June 2015. Pixie started losing weight. Pixie became increasingly bitter during this month as well. She tweeted about her life being ruined on the 20th. She also expressed that she now hated anime conventions, and that she wanted to delete her line play because of the trolls. She did delete her Twitter again on June 27th, and her birthday month comes, the big 3-0. Pixie started out the month by posting about how she is sad that she will never go to Japan or be a sexy cosplayer, idol, maid, or dancer. Though, 2 days after this, on the 3rd of the month, she posted her weight loss progress to line play and Facebook. Sadly, she did get banned from line play for posting these photos, and she was banned for about a week. Not much else happens between the beginning of the month and her birthday. Pixie continued to post about how sad she was, and also posted weight loss updates. She did eventually create a YouTube channel, though no archives remain of the video she uploaded there.
Yeah, because people like to bully her because she's too fat to do cosplay. If she loses weight, it doesn't work as well. Come on, think, man.
Before she shut it down, but it seemed like she posted dancing videos there. The month closed out with her saying she wouldn't celebrate her 30th, and saying she was upset at Mitchell Verley for making videos making fun of her. The next month, it's pretty much the same. Her post kept getting sadder. Sadly, she deleted all her YouTube videos around the 14th of August. The Kiwi Farms user Joker, who allegedly knew the Queen, wrote this as being part of the cause. I don't know what exactly is going on as of yesterday, but there is a good chance chance that Pixie is finally going to get the help she needs. She has been severely depressed for months now, and from my conversations with her, I was actually worried that she would do something to make things even worse for herself. Her regression has been horrible, and she was reverting back to a time when she was happier, and anime/Japanese stuff was her hug box. The cool guys on Facebook and YouTube made things even worse. There was one person that had been sending her blue spike-esque messages that really things up and had a good hand in this breakdown. Someone then asked him for an example of what these cool guys were doing, to which the Joker replied. Basically, it was a group of weens that were trying to blackmail her into making nude videos and crap like that. These guys got banned from YouTube the other day, but they looked like they were trying to get Christian-like sagas out of her. They were also doing it with another weeb girl on YouTube, who is only 14 and severely handicapped.
Again, more Christian parallel. Sounds exactly like the Idea Guys bullshit.
Only had one video on their channel where they were wearing anon masks. This all resulted in Pixie disappearing again. Her videos were taken down, and she also posted about deleting her line play. On August 8th, 2015, Joker offered some more insight into the fascinating character that was Pixie, writing, "I think that Pixie's problem is that she desperately wants to be needed by people. When I met her, I was only 15, and happened to be the youngest girl at the Lolita meetup we went to. Pixie was cool to me and my friends, and we talked about anime we liked. She did not seem as obsessed then. It was more something she seemed to just be really into, and gave each other cosplay advice. As soon as she graduated college and went into the real world, she just fell off the deep end. She doesn't really want to be an adult and live up to everyday expectations. At conventions, people were nice to her. It did not make nasty comments, so they were her safe place. But her need for acceptance led her to hang out with people who made things even worse for her. I cannot say enough bad things about Chris. He is just a f***ing ass. Right now, she has a love/hate relationship with the internet. She needs the pats to help her escape. But the weens make things worse for her. It doesn't take a genius to see that she has severe emotional problems that are being ignored. Pixie disappeared for a few weeks, but then returned to line play August 31st, 2015, to inform all her adoring fans that she had lost even more weight. She disappeared for another month. On September 23rd, she let her fans know that she is still alive by posting a new video to her Dropbox. And later on December 4th, she began posting to her YouTube again. After this, she began posting some cosplay photos, and to everyone's surprise, she looked great in them. Not like amazing professional cosplay levels, but they weren't cringy, she looked nice, and she had lost a lot of weight. She was still pooping in some of the pictures, but it was still a giant improvement. Trolls still tried to harass her. A troll tried to get stuff from her on Skype on November 1st, but Pixie was depressed and wary of people at this point, so she mostly just ignored it. She continued to do her thing, and she kept losing weight. Was this the first time a lolcow was doing great for themselves and moving on? It certainly seemed like it. I mean, she still went to the abandoned school around Christmas time this year to take butt shots, which is cringe. But our girl Pixyteri was making small steps, and by December 18th, 2015, she had lost 28 pounds. With her new weight loss, she started getting into a new style of cosplay, something called crossplay. Crossplaying is when someone who identifies as one gender dresses as a character of another gender. Pixie.
Oh yeah, if you didn't see the other Christian parallel coming, that's coming up. Yeah.
Terry started to shed her girly idol ways and began to become who she now thought she always was, a tomboy.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Of course.
Yes. Wow.
2016 starts off great.
Almost the same
This
time,
is sarcasm. It starts with someone going on an incel message board to brag that they had sex with Pixyteri on the first. According to Lolcow, the person who bragged was Pixyteri's sort of boyfriend, James. 2016 would be the last active year from Pixyteri, and her mental health would rapidly decline in this year. Pixyteri kept posting cosplay and kept progressively losing weight, and people thought she was doing better. She would post creepy shots of her cosplaying as underage male characters, but she was doing better. At this time, her fans only had her photo bucket and her Facebook to keep up with her and her posts, and the things she was posting on these sites got worrying. Her posts on social media started to get, increasingly paranoid about perceived slights against her that were obviously from a mentally ill place. Let's see. On February 17th, 2016, she was convinced that the costume contact lens website, Honeycolor, was out to get her. Then, about 2 months later, Pixie posted that she was scared, but did not give information as to what she was scared of. And a day after that, she posted that she was scared she was going to be eaten at work. She soon lost her job and began to post increasingly neurotic things that were worrying about her mental health. Not only this, she began to think she was becoming a biological male. A troll ended up talking to her on Skype about this and got inappropriate photos from this person with rapidly deteriorating mental health, as well as a video of Pixie, so every one of her followers could see. The video they posted is now gone, but the person who posted had cliff notes. It seemed that Pixyteri was now identifying as male and was getting really sick physically and mentally. This troll called themselves PTNR 2.0 and explained that they got this information from Pixyteri by pretending that they were a gynecologist to gain Pixie's trust. And then, of course, after gaining trust, proceeded to post everything. They continued in another post to detail the woman's mental health, writing, "Another thing I'll note is that she is really
you really can't trust those online gynecologists.
and borderline incoherent as compared to how she used to be. At one point, she randomly asked if I believed in witches. She told me she thinks hermaphrodites are aliens from another planet. She then kept asking me to assure her that no one was going to throw her into a mental hospital. She'll interrupt to say she feels like she is pregnant, but she knows she isn't and feels that there is something growing inside her. She is absolutely terrified that she is going to die. She also seems to think her mom is plotting against her somehow and wants her to die because she wasn't born as a male or some shit. I'm not a doctor, but I play one on Skype. But I don't think this stuff is just more of her usual craziness. This stuff is too nutty even for her. I'd chalk it all up to a symptom of whatever the is going on with her more than anything else. It's either causing psych issues or exacerbating the one she already has. It was really hard to have a lucid conversation with her. The only good that came out of this conversation was that this troll got Pixyteri to go to a doctor. After all of this went down, Pixie basically disappeared off the internet. People followed her, but updates were less and less. As said, Pixyteri mostly disappeared. People followed her on Facebook because a lot of people had a sense of nostalgia for the Queen's heyday. Over there, it seemed she kept losing weight and surprisingly started to accept that she was in fact white. On March 20th, 2017, she posted that she wanted to learn about her European heritage and wanted to start to dress different. She continued to cosplay and even won a cosplay award for Best Adult Cosplay this year. Pixie continued to talk about questioning her gender, but I do think it was more along the lines of not wanting to be feminine or girly. I believe Pixie was more of a tomboy, as she still went by the name Sarah on Facebook, but I could be wrong. Everything seemed to be great. She might have even deleted her Facebook at some point, or at least didn't post anything anyone seemed to care about. That was until a worrying post from her mother surfaced on December 21st, 2019. Her mother had posted a review to a mental health doctor on Facebook detailing really graphic, horrific things about her daughter that really has no place on Facebook. This opened up a lot of people's eyes to what Pixie had been dealing with, and also what kind of person her mother was. The relationship between Pixie and her mother would get worse the next year, and many people who believed her mom to be a saint because she put up with her nutso lolcow daughter, well, those people's opinions changed. Pixyteri did return to Facebook in 2020 and posted some really good artwork. A lot of negative information about her home life came out in this year as well, but it seems inappropriate to talk about family drama in a YouTube video, especially considering that a lot of the information was leaked via trolls interacting with Pixie, and the info was not posted publicly by Pixie herself. That being said, there was a video leaked to Kiwi Farms that showed that Pixie's mental state had rapidly declined in the years of her absence, causing the relationship between her parents and her to decay into chaos. Not only that, but she eventually was kicked out of the house by her parents when they couldn't deal with her any longer. This resulted in her mother posting a lot of strange statuses that led some people to think that maybe her mom wasn't the saint that many thought her to be in the early years. And not only that, ex-friends and trolls of Pixie came forward board to share disturbing stories that Pixie had told them about her mom over the years, such as her mom following her around the house daily to tell her that she was fat and that no man would ever want her. There was also a tale that when Pixie did in fact lose weight, her mother began to guilt her by buying her clothes and telling her that she was going to be buried in them. It seemed her mother was almost as much of a disaster as she was. I'm not here to pass my judgment though. I'm not in the situation and I don't know all the details, so please don't do anything to anyone involved in the story. And for the most part, Pixyteri stopped being public after around 2015. Her fans and her followers just keep up with her from her and her mother's Facebook. After getting kicked out, Pixie did eventually go back home with her family and started to work again. And I really wish the best for her. It has become rather sad and goes to show that the internet never forgets. The only way to avoid the gaze of the internet is to not have a public presence. Though it doesn't seem that Pixie nor her mom have learned this lesson, as the two continued to fight publicly over social media in 2020 for all the Church of Pixie to watch. I really want to just point out that I am actually a fan of Pixyteri, and I really hope the best for her. Like, super, I can't emphasize it enough. And I hope everyone listening likes Pixyteri as much as me. Even if she said some bad things, even if she's just not the best all the time. I like Pixyteri, but that's where we end it. This was a rather sad story. This was the story of one girl who went online many years ago in order to gain a following of fans who adored her. But because she didn't take criticism or suggestions well, it caused people to want to make fun of her. Pixie didn't become an adored idol and instead became a spectacle, and still does to this day, despite not trying to be famous anymore. But the weird thing about this story is, she eventually did become an idol in a way. After disappearing, and then people who were following her missing her, and the entertainment that she brought, it felt like people genuinely became fans of her. I'm not going to call any of what the people following her did ethical. There were some truly awful people in my opinion, who took advantage of someone on the internet who is obviously mentally unwell. I also think the reason Pixyteri was so big back in the day was because she dressed and acted in a way that fascinated people. A lot of people are self-conscious and have the ability to reflect on themselves and be embarrassed about looking ridiculous. But not Pixyteri. Pixyteri dressed and posted in some of the most unflattering ways, and that just made people wonder, why is this person doing this? Can they not see this doesn't look good? But that's kind of admirable in a way as well. I mean, Pixyteri just did what she wanted to do. I wish things like her nudes weren't leaked, but this could be a cautionary tale to anyone who wants to come on the internet and get popularity, who face harsh criticism. This can turn nasty, like it did with Pixie, and it even could get worse than what happened with Pixie. At the same time, I don't think something like Pixie would happen today. There are a lot more entertaining female lolcows nowadays. Momocun, Amberlynn Reed, and more. The stuff Pixyteri did back in the day is just kinda normal on the net now. I see people dressed like Pixyteri on TikTok all the time. I think Pixyteri only could have become a thing because she came up around 2008 to 2011. If she had started years later, she would have flown under the radar. But Pixyteri always wanted to shine, and she did in her own way. But at what cost? Was it worth it? It's a sad story for me, but at the same time, I kind of like Pixyteri. She's amusing and harmless. Anyways, that's where we close it. I hope this video was informative to you listeners on how one girl wanting to shine and post her cosplays ended up creating a lot of internet culture today. And yet y'all never heard of her. I mean, Brittany Venti is a fan.
Her name is Pixyteri, and she is a cosplayer, and her cosplays are the bestest. She does like a bunch of kawaii Neko-chan ones that are like, I just hope that one day I can work to like be on her level.
Before we go, let me thank the people who read for this. I'm gonna link all their channels and social media below, and I encourage you to check them out. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. First, I'd like to thank Lazy Bedhead for voicing Pixyteri. Next, thank you Empty Hero for reading Pixyteri fanfiction for me. And last, thank you Toad McKinley for reading the Green Posts. Check all those people out, they are cool. Alright, that's the end. I'd like to thank my patrons and my channel members listed here. You guys rock. If you like long-form content on internet lore and internet eccentrics, please consider donating. If not, that's cool. I plan to start releasing early content for everyone who donates and whatnot, so it will be fun over there. But that's it. Thank you guys if you made it to the end, and suffer lightly.
Alright. Well, that's the end of that video. That was actually better than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to have trouble getting back into the story, but really brought me back into it at the end there.
Yeah, it was good. It was well put together.
Yeah, well put together.
Spoken.
good story. I kind of feel a little bad for Pixyteri, but otherwise, yeah, big ups to Cecil McFly. Again, that is linked in the description. Go give them a like and a sub if you enjoyed that. But that really is all I have for tonight. So thank you guys for coming by to watch. Thank you for coming on, Kame.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate it as always. I will catch you guys at the next one, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening.
This is the only response video that you are getting. After this, I'm going back to ignoring you. I'm going back to blocking you. I'm going back to not paying attention to you.
Oh, no you don't, Chris. You're not getting away that easy.
Good night, everyone. Thank you all for your support.